Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about something that completely shifted my perspective on what actually matters in life. There's a verse in Psalm 84:10 that says, "Better is one day in your courts than 1,000 elsewhere. I would rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God than dwell in the tents of the wicked." One day in God's presence is better than 1,000 days anywhere else. Think about that. Better than 1,000 days of success, better than 1,000 days of pleasure, better than 1,000 days of achievement. So let's talk about why God's presence is worth more than anything the world has to offer. Let's be honest about what the world promises us. It promises that if you make enough money, you'll be happy. If you get the right relationship, you'll be fulfilled. If you achieve enough success, you'll be satisfied. If you get enough likes, followers, recognition, you'll finally feel like you matter. But here's the reality. None of that actually delivers. You can have all the money in the world and still be miserable. You can have the perfect relationship and still feel empty. You can achieve massive success and still wonder, is this it? Because the world's promises are hollow. They give you a temporary high, but they never truly satisfy. Ecclesiastes 5:10 says, "Whoever loves money never has enough. Whoever loves wealth is never satisfied with their income." There's always more to chase, always another level to reach, always something just out of reach that you think will finally make you happy. It's a treadmill, and no matter how fast you run, you never actually arrive. But God offers something different. He offers presence, connection, love that actually fills you, purpose that actually satisfies. And one day in His presence, one moment of truly experiencing God is worth more than a lifetime of chasing things that will never satisfy you. Here's what I learned. What we're actually searching for in all those worldly pursuits is God. We just don't always realize it. We want to be loved unconditionally. That's God. We want to feel like we matter, like our life has meaning. That's found in God. We want peace, joy, contentment. That comes from God. We're trying to fill a God-sized hole with everything except God, and it never works. Jesus said it perfectly in Matthew 6:33, "But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." Seek God first. Not success, not money, not relationships, not recognition. God first. And here's what's beautiful. When you seek God first, when you prioritize His presence, when you make worship and time with Him your top priority, everything else falls into place. Not because God gives you everything you want, but because when you're connected to Him, when you're experiencing His presence, your desires start to change. What the world offers starts to lose its appeal. Psalm 16:11 says, "In your presence, with eternal pleasures at your right hand." Joy in His presence, eternal pleasures, not temporary highs, not fleeting satisfaction, real, lasting joy. That's what we actually need, and it's only found in God. But here's the problem. We get so distracted by everything else that we miss out on what actually matters. We're so busy chasing success that we don't have time for worship. We're so consumed with building our careers that we neglect our relationship with God. We're so focused on what everyone else thinks that we forget about what God thinks. And we end up trading the eternal for temporary. We trade God's presence for the world's approval. We trade true satisfaction for temporary pleasure. Jesus asked in Mark 8:36, "What good is it for someone to gain the whole world yet forfeit their soul?" You can gain everything the world has to offer and still lose what matters most. You can climb the ladder of success only to realize you climbed the wrong ladder. I think about this a lot. How much time do I spend pursuing things that don't matter? How much energy do I invest in things that won't last? How many times do I choose scrolling over praying? How many times do I choose busyness over time with God? How many times do I choose comfort over worship? And every time I make that choice, I'm saying that those things are more valuable than God's presence. I'm saying that 1,000 days of distraction is better than one day in His courts. But it's not. It never is. And deep down, we know that. So what does it actually look like to prioritize God's presence? It starts with your time. What gets your first and best time? Is it your phone, your work, Netflix, or is it God? Make time with God non-negotiable, not leftover time, not if I get around to it time, actual, protected, prioritized time. It also means your worship. Are you just going through the motions on Sunday, or are you genuinely engaging with God? Are you singing the songs, or are you worshiping? Because worship isn't about music or the building. It's about your heart. It's about positioning yourself to experience God's presence. And it means your decisions. Are you making choices based on what will advance your career or what will honor God? Are you pursuing what the world values or what God values? Psalm 84:10 again. Better is one day in your courts than 1,000 elsewhere. The psalmist would rather be a doorkeeper, the lowest position in God's house, than have the highest position anywhere else. That's the perspective we need. God's presence is the prize. Everything else is just noise. So here's my challenge. Stop chasing what will never satisfy you. Stop trading eternal treasure for temporary pleasure. Instead, make God's presence your top priority. Seek Him first. Spend time with Him. Worship Him. Build your life around being in His presence, because one day with God is better than 1,000 days anywhere else. And when you truly experience that, everything else fades in comparison. Thanks for watching. If this spoke to you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Drop a comment. What's one thing you need to prioritize less so you can prioritize God more? See you next time. Seek His presence. It's worth more than anything else.